intro last time.
I did.
Cool. Welcome back to Barely a Podcast, episode 4, where we're going to discuss episode 5 of The Last of Us. Danny. Hi.
Michael. Hello.
How are you? 4 weeks in a row.
We did it.
We're almost professionals.
Almost, but yeah.
You know, it's funny. I was really pumped on the first episode, and every week we've done this, I have not wanted to do it.
What do you mean?
Like, leading up to it. I'm just like, eh.
Oh. Yeah.
But now that we're here, I'm super excited to talk to you.
Oh. Yeah.
It's the setup.
Can you keep it all set up?
Yep.
Why don't you?
Mm.
Okay.
Good talk. Today's beverage, a local brew not from here called New Holland.
It's not from here?
No?
But it was from...
It's from... I can't read.
But it's Holland?
No. I think it's from Michigan.
But it's from the Magic House?
Yeah, someone from the Magic House brought this for Sarah.
Oh. Ooh.
Yep. Better not have been a dude.
So that's probably her gem.
Anyways.
Probably her gem. You're Roy.
Yeah. No, we're safe. That's disgusting.
Is it really?
No, it's great.
Okay.
It's good.
My beverage, I have two.
What's the beverage of the week?
Ice water.
Classy. Can't go wrong.
And also Celsius. Sparkling lemon lime flavor. I haven't had this one yet, but I do love Celsius. So it was nice to find a new flavor I haven't had yet. I know that they're under scrutiny right now because of a class act lawsuit. But our parents won't drink it.
What's the lawsuit?
It's like poison or something. No.
Everyone's dying drinking it, but they're
It's because it claims to be all natural, but I guess there's like one ingredient here that's not technically all natural.
I love the people who get bent out of shape about that and then
Yeah.
will drink Mountain Dew the next day.
Oh.
It's like, is that really throwing off your diet?
So, like, I think they're, like, giving, like, if you have your receipt and stuff, like, they give you, like, $1 back from, like, past things. I'm like, I don't give a shit enough.
Dude, you're a rebel.
It's still...
Dude, you're
no.
so tough.
And
Like,
I,
you're like,
no,
I don't give a shit.
It's not that, because I need the money. But not enough to, like, fucking care about that shit. Because,
Well,
like, this is, like,
how
the
long
one energy drink that, like, I don't feel fucking, like, super jittery. And I don't, like, it never, like, makes my, like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Like, if I would be drinking Red Bull or Monster or something, which I still drink. But this is, and I don't crash.
There used to be this energy drink I used to have in college. It was an alertness beverage called...
Hit juice?
No, called Noggin. And it,
Yeah.
I swear it was the best one I ever had.
Yeah.
I had like a little brain on it. Did you have those?
I had
Do they still
it.
make those?
I think so.
They were good. Tastes like lemonade or lime or...
And I think they would have like different ones for like sleep and then like other like I don't know, brain activity stuff.
I took one before every test in college and passed with a C+ average.
I don't know if that's the slogan they want.
Makes you pass.
Barely.
Noggin. C's get degrees.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm not done wasting time. I shaved my beard this week.
Weren't you the one who sent me a TikTok about like secret tip, get right into the podcast?
Yeah.
Because most people skip this part.
Yeah.
What's your thing?
I shaved my beard and I look fat.
That's not the beard.
I did that bit where I'm like a solid 10 pounds of I'm 10 pounds from what I'm usually at.
10.
10. Yes. I'm usually like low 170s. I'm low 180s. I have not lost the Christmas cookies.
Oh yeah.
And I had a beard,
Is-
which hides it. And then you shave it. You're like, there it is.
Why do you think I haven't been clean shaven in years?
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought you were stylish.
No, I'm
You're
a whale.
huge. You shave and all of a sudden you turn into Brendan Fraser.
I need to know that I did at least one good thing in my... I haven't seen the movie yet, but I know that
It's like,
line.
Danny, grow your beard back. Or you shaved your Jungle the Jungle.
Like,
Towards the jungle ripped.
I'll never fully shave. Like my mustache is heavier, but this, I'll always have this because it gives me some kind of thing where I'm like... It's like that when you like open your phone, you're...
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a bummer.
Oh yeah, when you're like way to TikTok and you're like maybe you watch one motivational video like I got my shit together.
Yeah.
And then your camera opens up. And
Yeah.
Bad.
Fucking
But-
sucks.
You're right. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Last of Us. I have no notes this
You
this
didn't have any time. Well, no one's listening.
Yeah.
After last episode,
We're done. We're canceled.
I don't know how we're just off our fucking wagon.
I don't think we ever got on the wagon.
We did. I mean, so much so that like we weren't doing Bill Cosby impressions.
Were we doing Bill Cosby impressions?
I was doing Bill Cosby impressions.
I just wanted to watch this episode and then just be more riffy.
Okay.
See how it fit. Episode was amazing.
Did you watch it Friday or did you watch it Sunday on the...
I watched it...
Because it came out... Because they didn't want to compete with Super Bowl, so it came out Friday.
I watched it 2 hours ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is on your list.
This is fresh. They say if you want a successful podcast, you gotta be quick.
Yeah, sure.
So I watched it 20 minutes before we started filming.
Which is good because I forgot what happened. I mean, I know what happened, but I forgot what happened.
Man, we are great at this.
It's just because I'm so excited, so I can't wait till till Friday when we do the podcast. I want to watch it Sunday night because I'm so fucking excited for it.
It's so good.
So right,
it's so good. And I did see a TikTok of these people reacting to it, and like when the bloater showed up, and they're like, "Yeah!" and then it says 10 minutes later, and they're crying.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
So I'm like, something's gonna happen, and then we meet this adorable little child. And I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah,
he's so dead.
So what did you say? Because the last episode ended with Ellie and Joel being woken up by Sam and Henry.
Right. I was gonna ask you before we started filming, so I didn't look like an idiot.
Yeah, I've lost weight.
But here we go. Definitely not what I was gonna say. Sam and Henry, brothers or father and son?
Brothers.
That's what I thought.
Brothers, but you can tell like Henry is like a fatherly.
Struck me as brothers, and I had to watch it while Nora was running around today, so that's my excuse. But then at the very, very end, which we'll get to, I thought I heard him say, did he say son?
Oh, no.
I must have misheard that. Okay.
Yeah, he said, what have I done?
Right. I heard that, but I thought he said something. Whatever. Brothers. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, episode was great. I kind of just want to skip to the really juicy part.
No, you can't. You gotta break it down.
All right, we'll break it down.
Episode starts.
Episode 5. Backstory of Sam and Henry.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
What was the backstory?
Of Sam and Henry. It starts with like a celebration, which I was going to ask you about. Like they were hanging some people in the streets, and some people were like, "Yeah, bird bomb gun."
Yeah, see, I mean, you can ask me, but I don't know because again, in the game, this is just these people are an obstacle to get through. So you don't get much backstory from them at all.
But they are in the game.
They are in the game. Kathleen isn't named or anything in the game. They're cannibals in the game.
They're cannibals?
They're cannibals in the game. Which, like, when...
Excuse me.
Because in the show, they're more like, hey, we're anti-Fedra, but we're not fireflies either. We're just like...
We're like cool good guys.
Maybe. But I don't know, because Kathleen had a weird thing about killing kids. I'm gonna kill
I'm like a cool
kid.
mom.
I kill kids.
I'll pick up my kids late, but I got snacks. She's got that energy.
Sorry,
I'm
mean
late.
Girl?
Yeah, but here's a fruit roll-up. Like, I don't care, Mom. Kill some kids.
Show up late more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that was new. And because you don't get any backstory with Henry and Sam? Yeah, Sam and Henry. In the game. You meet them and like they kind of tell you what they've been up to, but like you don't know. Like Sam's not deaf or mute.
Or black.
He is black.
I knew that.
Yeah, I don't think you just want to be a part of the conversation.
I'm just trying to fit in here.
Yeah, he's not mute or deaf, in which I like.
I like that angle. It gave me huge Quiet Place vibes, kind of.
Yes, and I liked because it showed like how much those two depended on each other. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, I can't imagine too many people, especially in the 20 years later after 2003, know sign language. And so,
did you know there's sign language in different languages?
What?
Isn't that a bummer? They had such an
I don't know
opportunity.
why it's a bummer.
Because they had such an opportunity to be like, one language for deaf people. And they're like, no, let's complicate this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Spanish person can't sign to an English-speaking person.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. They don't have the same...
Pourquoi? No, it doesn't. Everyone understands hello.
Sure.
Why can't
That's
they do
not
that
sign
for
language.
Yes, it is. I mean, not officially.
Thank you.
But you know what I'm saying.
But also, it's like what you just said was okay. A Spanish person can't sign to an English-speaking person,
Right. I don't think so.
which would make sense because Spanish person couldn't write a letter in Spanish to an English person.
Right. Because it's a
they're
different
two
alphabet
different
and languages. But why can't you
So-
sign the same language?
Because they're learning sign language through their given language, Spanish.
She disagrees. So your point that you were making is that the brothers
depend on each other
Right.
for so much, not only to survive, but like to communicate with the world and
That's
stuff.
good.
That added an extra. Oh God!
Why? I missed it again. I want to rewatch this episode because it was so good. I feel like I missed a lot with the kids. Why were they on the run?
So they were on the run because they killed Kathleen's
That's what I thought. Kid?
brother.
Oh, well, get over it.
So it seems that her brother was like the leader.
Oh, that's right. They had a whole conversation about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, your
Her brother
great.
was like the leader of like the rebellion thing, and then
But it sounds like Kathleen like really united all those people.
yeah,
According to that
it
one
seems
dude?
yeah. According like
Head and shoulders.
like I guess it's like he was a good face for the rebellion, but like she was the one making all the tough decisions and like
Right.
doing the dark stuff. But yeah, so that's why she had the vendetta against Sam and Henry, which I liked because
She's like, you nailed it last episode. Like, she is a psychopath.
yeah,
Queen of the Karens. QK.
yeah, like when she comes. I guess we are skipping.
It's. I feel like this episode's very like backloaded. So it's,
yeah, because when do we get back to Joel after the Sam and Henry backstory? When do we get back to real time?
Just when they're waking up again, like the cliffhanger from last episode. It was like, I don't know.
Okay. So we get their backstory that they're on
Yeah.
the run because of all
Yeah.
that stuff we just mentioned, and then it comes back to Joel, Ellie, Sam, and Henry.
Yeah.
And they agree to work with each other because
I love that line too, where he's like, I've never made it this far when he's sticking him up with the gun.
Yeah.
He's like, don't look at me. He's like, okay. He goes, I don't know what to do next. And then Joel says something, and he's like, Ellie's like, he's just being a smartass. Like, right,
Yeah.
Joel? And he's like, I guess. He's like, damn it.
I love that. It's like,
That was
dude,
good.
come on.
So good.
I like in the backstory though that they preface that the guns don't have any bullets.
I missed that.
Yeah, so like we're out of
I
bullets.
gotta rewatch this. I
We're
know
like
so
they're- like
much.
we're out of bullets. So then it cuts back to real time. They have the guns to Joel and Ellie.
Gotcha. No bullets.
There's no bullets and stuff. And
Bluffing.
he even says that. He's like, oh, great, because like we don't have any bullets anyways. And Joel's like, but yeah. So then they go through the tunnels.
Which was such a good introduction. Because they're like, oh, all the infected we buried underground. Let's go underground. I was like, I don't know how they did it, but that's cool that they were able to pull that off. Like, just put everyone in the ground.
Yeah.
Seemed like a good solution. Mm-hmm. And then they go underground, and there's that whole, like, play area. Which, what was that?
Yeah, so like in the show, it's some colony that like they found a way to live down there, and you find it in the game, and like so you're in this dark tunnel, and your flashlight like hits like these like art pieces of like kids drawing. You're like, huh? There's no kids down here though. This is weird.
And
then
I guess they all turned infected.
you start to pick up.
Oh, that
like,
leads into later.
to
Okay.
journal entries and stuff, and like you pick up journal entries, and this guy Ish, when I think we talked about this in the podcast before, this guy Ish was on the water when the infection started, so he came back into mainland with like everything. And he's like, oh fuck, and he finds these people, and he protects them, and he takes them into the tunnels, and there they set up a whole like system. Like they have alarm systems for like broken glass so they can hear people walking through. They start to teach the kids, you know, arithmetic and English and, you know, like a normal life and like having and all this great stuff. And then like you pick up another journal entry and it's like someone broke the rule and we're going out back to find them, to bring them back to safety and stuff. And then like since they go out to like find the rule breaker and stuff, they all get infected, and like Ish is like, I can hear them screaming. I have them like backed into like this one room, and I don't know how long I can wait. Blah blah blah. I'm not getting all this correct because it's been a while since I played the game, but it's heartbreaking regardless. And like finally, like Ish is like, this is I'm bit too. Like this is it.
Ugh.
And like
It sucks how fast it happens.
You
It's
finally
not like you have a
see,
week.
like you turn the corner and you see like there's like a tarp, and it's covering just lumps. And it's just like you see people's like bodies. Like he had to like all these kids. He had to like fucking that he like protected.
It's not even real, and I'm like, that's so sad.
That's what I'm saying. This story transcends video games. Fucking the zombie apocalypse. It's such a good story of just love and grief and
It's okay. It's very good.
But yeah, so they go to the tunnels and they see all that shit.
They see all that shit.
So I'm freaking out because I'm like, ugh, I know this is great, this is Ish, and they're not gonna say anything. But you'll catch when they're looking at stuff, you'll see a drawing a kid drew and it's labeled Ish.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm like, ah! I'm like, Ish! And Lindsay's like, what? I'm like, nothing. She's like, am I supposed to know who that is? I'm like, no.
No, shut up.
But I do.
I'm going to point it out because I'm better than you.
Oh, you never played the video game?
I thought it was cool that, like, Ellie, like, it was all, like, little kid toys.
Mm-hmm.
But to her, she's like, holy shit, toys.
Yeah,
there's stuff to do. Like, there's a ball.
Yeah. And they have the comic book, which I think we talked about too before.
Talking about scores.
Yeah.
But then they get out and they're walking and they think they're in the clear and they start kind of like bad talking Joel a little bit.
They do?
Did I skip too much?
They bad talk Joel.
You know when he's like bragging the older brother and he's like, we listened to my plan and it worked.
Yeah.
And they kind of start razzing him, and then Ellie's like, Joel's this and that, and like he's overprotective, and then a bullet flies.
Yeah.
And I love that moment because it's just like, well, he's right.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's so good. It was such a good little, like,
he knows both sides.
Overprotective. Won't let us turn on our flashlight, and then they almost get shot.
He knows how to be in the Q zone. QZ. Q zone's from, I think you should leave with Tim Robinson, which you need to watch. The quarantine zone. He also knows how to live on the other side. And so, like, he knows, like when the guy was pretending to be, like, injured, and he's, like, fucking buckle over hitting this dude. He's like, he is the survivalist of it all. But before that, I want to say it's bullshit, because the whole tunnel thing, that's where I fucking died the most in the game. And they walked through it.
It looks pretty easy.
There are so many fucking clickers in that goddamn tunnel.
Oh, because they even said there's going to be like one or two.
Yeah. No, there's like fucking shit. They're all, dude, it sucked. I wasted so many Molotov cocktails in that fucking part of the game. And then you get out, and it's the, you get separated. Where in the video game, you get, it's Joel and Sam, the kid, the little kid, and then it's Ellie. So you get separated from Ellie and stuff. So Joel starts freaking out and everything. He's like, because he's finally getting connected to her and stuff.
Wants her to be okay.
Wants her to be okay.
Even though she's immune, she can still get bit to death.
Yeah.
She can still die.
She can still get shot.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So So I died a lot, and then it opens in the neighborhood, which I also fucking died a shit ton because that fucking sniper. So when that bullet
it's so
comes,
cool. All this is
I
in
was
the
like,
game.
God damn it! It's the fucking sniper, which fucking was so annoying, and it's scarier in the game because it happens during daylight, and you're like, nothing's gonna bad happen in daylight, and then fucking, they're all out there, and like you have to go through the entire neighborhood and take care and then it's so good.
I feel like playing the game would be so much worse.
It is.
Like it's got like I see why this probably isn't a scary show for you because
It still is.
you lived it, dude. You've been through the war.
That's my trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. So they are walking, they get snipered. Joel takes out the sniper.
Yeah.
After he tells the guy, don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
The old guy does it, which I don't know how you survive that long with making that dumb of a decision.
I know.
But he does it. He dies.
Yeah.
Joel's now in the best spot possible.
Yes. Yes. And that is one of the fun parts of the game is when you take control of the sniper. Because...
so it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Oh,
so these...
Save it.
Okay.
So, like last episode, I knew going into this episode we were going to get the bloater.
Bloater? I hardly know her. Boom, still got it.
Yes. And they teased it last episode. It was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then the ground starts shaking. I'm like, here comes the bloater. It's going to be awesome. Nope. A swarm of clickers and infected.
Yeah. Dude,
Crawl
so gross.
out of there like cockroaches.
Yeah. Oh, I hated it.
And it was infected and clickers, right?
Yeah, it was
everything.
Yeah, it was everything. It was like runners, clickers. You got your bloater. The way they move, just
There was that little kid doing like acrobatics and like exorcist back crawls.
dude.
What?
Dude. Yes.
Why?
That was the one that was like hunting Ellie, right? And like
Yes.
go and it fucking just like
I hate that.
Oh my
It does
God.
a back like that girl killed it because I think she actually obviously did that.
Yeah. She's
It's
like
so
I
good.
saw like on TikTok or whatever, like she was an acrobat or whatever.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Dude,
Hate that shit.
hate it, but it worked so
That's
well.
like 2005 Grudge. Like
Yeah.
it's been done 100 times.
But
and I hate it every time.
yeah,
A little girl bends over backwards.
yeah. When
I'm done.
If she can like move her body, but her
I'm
head
out.
stays the same, I'm like, no,
I'm out. God,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, that was atrocious.
So they crawl out immediately, and they kind of just stand there.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you...
and to preface, this is right before Henry's gonna give himself up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, perfect
And she
timing.
had that whole speech where she's like, I know why you did it, but kids die all the time, blah, blah. You're like, because like at first you're like, okay, she's getting revenge for her brother. This whole story so far is like getting revenge and making things right and blah blah blah. So maybe Kathleen will come around. And then she's like, kids die all the time, right? Okay, so this bitch is gonna die like an awful death. And it fucking, yeah, the fucking earth splits open. And I thought it was gonna be a bloater too, because we haven't seen the bloater yet, which you said like they teased and has been missed opportunities because you run into the bloater when you are in Bill's town. So they didn't do that. So I was waiting for the bloater too. So when the earth shot up, I'm like, here comes the bloater. And yeah, I just saw 1,000 spindly little eggs.
Did you say that was in the game?
The earth blowing up was not in the game.
But all the...
But like Joel taking out the sniper and you're in the sniper, so you're getting Sam and Henry and Ellie to safety because the people from Pittsburgh followed you through.
But there's not a swarm of infected like there was there.
Eventually there is.
Oh, okay.
Because like they come out with tanks, and so you're taking out like these people. Like it's awesome because in the game like they pop out of like the little tank thing with the Molotov cocktail, and you can fucking snipe them right there, and the Molotov drops and the tank blows up. It's fucking dope.
Always wanted to make one of
But
those.
then all that shit like sounds off, and so all the infected hear that, and so like you have to take down infected with the fucking Pittsburgh
It
people.
has to be so satisfying.
Oh, dude, but it's also like fucking nerve wracking. You're like, oh, shit. Because if one of them dies, you have to restart all over again. And yeah, so I was there. It's just so. I say this every episode, but they do such a great job from taking what you saw in the game and showing it shot for shot. And
It's interesting because I forget it's a video game when I'm watching it. 'Cause
Right.
It's just a good show to me, and it doesn't strike me at all. I guess obviously like a video game.
Yeah,
Just
there's
a
no
re-
mushrooms. Well, there are mushrooms,
It's
but there's no
just-
stars or banana peels.
And I get through it, you know. It's just a really good show, and you watch it, you're like, oh, it's just like the game. It was just. It's like you can follow a game that closely, and it's still like a really good TV show, which is a testament to you saying how good of a game it is.
Again, and I don't play video games that
No,
often.
you're horrible at them.
I'm not great at them. But when
But you're a gamer.
But when
I take that back. You know how to play video games.
I can smash buttons.
Okay, you're not a gamer. You're bad at video games.
I know how to cheat on Super Smash Bros.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm not a big video game person. I do play from time to time. But when I was finally convinced to play this game, I was enthralled because it felt like a movie. It felt like a TV show. That's why when they announced this, I was like, fucking yes. I get to relive this awful grief and trauma again in a different, like, media way. Sign me up.
I can feel horrible a different way.
I want to hurt again? Yeah. So
I do that with food sometimes. Like, I have a stomach ache. I'm like, maybe chocolate will help.
it'll settle everything.
You ever eat more food to make your stomach feel better? Like, oh, I ate too much cheese. I need cereal.
They'll flush it out. But all that craziness, the poetic justice that was the little creepy
Poetic
girl
justice.
kills Kathleen.
Yes! Dude, she was terrifying.
Yeah. I love that actress so much.
The little zombie girl?
No, Kathleen.
But did she, like, I forget, like, the runners, but she was a clicker, right?
Yeah, the little
'Cause her face is
acrobatic one.
gone.
Yeah, she was a clicker.
She has, like, superpowers. Like, she was jumping. Like,
Kids jump.
but, like, she could, like, leap. Didn't she do, like, a long jump, kind of? Like, a good, like, 10 feet?
I think so.
Like,
but
more than humans could.
I guess, but I think it might be a part of the infection because when in the first episode when Joel was holding on to or carrying Sarah, and there was that one infected person that was still pretty newly infected, who was running into shit like fucking fine, and like his body was bending over. What I saw on TikTok was about the infected thing was like the real life virus is way scarier because it doesn't take control of your body. It doesn't take control of your mind. It takes control of your body.
Oh.
So you can see everything that's happening.
And you're fully aware.
And you can't stop it. That's why like they're screaming all the time because
And the kid, Henry?
yeah.
Or Sam?
Sam.
Even asks that question at the end.
Yeah.
Is it still you?
Yeah.
What if it is?
And
Do they know that?
They don't.
Oh, but the real life virus says it would be like me being like how I feel right now, except I'd be attacking you and I'd be like, I want to say stop or I'm sorry or but you can't.
That's why they're screaming and stuff. And like,
oh my gosh.
In the games,
That's why they're screaming. The clickers scream.
The clickers. I mean, all the infected scream, but in the game, like say like you're sneaking around and like you go into a room and you see a bunch of infected there, but they don't see you yet. They'll just kind of be like there and they'll be holding their bodies and they'll just start like welching and like I'm like, oh, that makes sense because like they're
trying to talk.
They're in pain, trying to get out of this fucking husk. So I think
that is hell.
So I think the virus like it can make their body do this like almost I don't.
That's like the worst thing you can be.
Supernatural thing, but their minds are still there.
Could you imagine being that sick and you can't like you're completely alone? You can't. Like, if I couldn't communicate, I would want to die. Like it's one thing to be in pain, but to be in that much pain and be that in a weird of a dark place and you can't even talk. Oh,
Sam,
kill me! Freaking kill me!
Sam can't talk.
Yeah.
Think about that.
But he could still like communicate
with that one person.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how fucking scary would that be?
Oh yeah.
And to have that one person like every day, you might lose that person because of how fuck
Or
the
even
world
living
is.
in the apocalypse like that, and then you're just going off like facial expressions. It's like if you're deaf and you're in a plane, and you see someone yawn, you're like, "Is this plane going down?"
Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that. That's terrifying.
Right?
Ugh. God.
You know
But
what?
yeah, Supernatural. I mean, again, probably the kid was a fucking kid, so they were way more limber than old 30-year-olds like us. And
I guess my question is, do they have super speed and super jump with the mushroom virus?
no, I don't think, not in the game. They're just
infected.
yeah,
You
and
know what?
they probably don't get exhausted.
Yeah.
They can just keep pushing their bodies to
Right.
do all these. Like, I bet we could do it, but
I
we have mental blocks to stop us?
The beast David Goggins, if you ever heard this guy does ultra marathons, he says like when you like you're exercising and you've like completely depleted yourself, you're like, I have to stop. He's like, you're usually not even at 40%. Like you're not even close. Like to your body, you actually die. It's like you're at like 20% when you're exhausted. So to that point, like the mushroom people, like they can just go.
Yeah.
And they'll never, like they push their bodies, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That whole scene with the infected running around, it gave me Lost World Spielberg vibes.
I've never seen it.
You never seen The Lost World? Mm-mm. What?
You mean Jurassic Park? The
Yeah.
Lost World?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you think I was talking about?
Some movie called Lost World. I always say Jurassic Park 2. The Lost World.
That's fair. Jurassic Park 2,
Not
The Lost
Steven
World.
Spielberg's
Lost
World.
No, that's still right.
It's right, but no one says it like that.
I said that scene reminded me of Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg's Lost World.
Yeah, you're right. That was weird.
It was the douchiest.
Reminds me of Steven Spielberg's Opus. The Lost World. It gave
You mean Vince Vaughn's Lost World?
yeah. That scene with velociraptors,
Yeah.
it reminded me of that.
Oh, in the long grass?
After that. Remember with the cars, like the rundown building, and the velociraptors, there's like 3 or 4 of them, and the Jeff Goldblum's in the car?
In Lost World.
Steven Spielberg's Lost World.
Oh, Spielberg.
Remember?
I remember the long grass one where people get sucked down, but I remember the T-Rex. Oh, is that when she ninja kicks the raptor?
Yeah, and he's like,
That's dope.
They cut you from the team?
Yeah!
Steven Spielberg's Lost World.
Dude, I like Lost World. I know people shit on that movie. I saw it at the perfect age because I was like, this
Yeah, it sounds like you remember a lot.
fucking... I remember New York.
I remember the 84 ball rolling.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, so like that was always my favorite. Probably one of my favorite scenes from Jurassic Park was with the velociraptors, with the broken down building, the cars, and they're just trying not to die. It was just like it.
We should have a Jurassic Park podcast.
That's what this is. We're doing it right now. We're talking about Jurassic Park, and it's a podcast.
I haven't seen the newest one.
Me neither.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were really excited for it.
I was, and then the reviews came out, and it bummed me out.
You see the reviews for Ant-Man?
Horrible.
It's
Like, 2 guys I mainly follow were like, MCU has lost its magic, and this movie, like, they gave it some good pointers, but they said overall it was a disappointment.
I don't know. I think I'm doing the right thing right now.
Just liking everything.
Ever since Thor: Love and Thunder,
Yeah.
I'm going in super low expectations
Yeah,
And
that one was a bummer.
and not reading on stuff
Yeah.
and just going in blind, and I fucking loved it. Like, I went into Eternal super blind. Everyone hated that movie.
I liked Eternals.
it.
But you know what, man?
Love and Thunder I was just so hyped because of Ragnarok, and I love Taika Waititi, and so I was like, here we go, part 2, let's go.
Let's finish Last of Us, and then let's go MCU.
Okay.
So, my whole Spielberg thing just went up in flames. I thought that was going to be a much cooler conversation.
You got it, Gerber.
Instead, I got embarrassed. So they make it out, and then the kid dies. So MCU. So they make it out, and then just going off the TikToks I watched, I go, Sam's bitten. Yeah. There's no way he's not.
See, that's why you gotta watch fucking...
I know. I gotta stay off. I gotta watch it sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I knew they were going to have to Old Yeller this kid. Like, pretty easily. And then she's like, I'll stay up with you. And it's a sweet moment. I'm like, this kid's done.
Yeah.
And then the whole, like, I saw she fall asleep. And I was like, oh, no. And then his back is turned. And then you know it's coming.
And so,
it's so brutal.
To your point, when Sam was like, is it still you? At the end of it. Do you think that's why he faced away from Ellie? Because he didn't want to, like, attack her? Like, know that she was there?
Yeah, because maybe you're slightly in control of your body. Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of like slightly directed.
So if he was, like, focused, like, in the, like, outside window.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Like, he knew he turned. And he's just like, I'm embarrassed. I don't want to do anything. Or,
Or, like, before he fully turned, he's like, I'm going to look this way. Because if it's not me, I don't want to hurt Ellie.
Gosh, that's so creepy. To
Yeah.
be bit and know you're going to be that in me.
Yeah.
Like, that it's over. It's over. And then he attacks Ellie. And then his brother's panicking. Almost blows Joel's foot off.
Yeah.
Understandably so. He's like, let me process
Right,
this.
right.
Because, of course, you're like, oh, shoot it.
Right.
But if that's like my kid, you'd be like,
Yeah.
so what do we do?
You just risked everything to just, like, make it out alive with that person. And now that person is compromised.
And then he does the right thing and Old Yeller's his little brother.
Yep.
And then he shoots himself.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
If it wasn't good, like, if it wasn't going to get you enough.
Yeah, I know.
And that's game by game. That's what happens, too. Because you're like, oh, no, Sam. And then, dude, right after, you're God damn it, there goes fucking Henry, too. You're like, this, why am I continue playing this game? And then Ellie does, like, a fucking dad joke. You're like, okay, I can do another chapter, maybe. And then something worse happens. It's going to keep getting worse.
Do we know how many episodes? You say 9?
I think it's 9.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, so.
Love the episode.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite episode.
I think it's my second favorite, too.
You know what? It's my first favorite. This is number 1. Loved it.
Really?
No, it's second.
Yeah. If I had to rank it,
Nick Offerman's was good. Second one was good.
Yeah.
The Nick Offerman.
There hasn't been. Maybe last episode before this was maybe the weakest. It was still very good.
It was smart too because like they came out of the gates hot with the whole like worlds and chaos. Number 2, we saw clickers, and then like episodes 3 and 4, not really a whole lot infected.
Yeah.
There was so much so that even my scary pants, I was like, "Come on, let's get some clickers in here."
I want to get scared.
I can handle it.
Come on, dude, scare me, Neil Druckmann, scare me. Ah!
You've seen Hot Rod, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like, we didn't tell you because we didn't think you could handle it when his dad has the heart disease. He's like, I can handle it. That was me. I was like, it's because of clickers going. And then they start pouring out. And I'm like, I can handle it.
I said some clickers.
Sarah's like, are you okay? I'm like, I need to go to my quiet place.
Ancestors protect
May they protect you. Yeah, so but this was like kind of the most fun episode when the clickers started coming out. Like that was just like
that. Yeah,
it was like Steven Spielberg's Lost World. It was awesome.
Shot for shot,
for shot.
Steven Spielberg's.
It was a perfect homage
to Lost World.
It's like every clicker was winking at the camera. Like, we're actually Velociraptors.
You've seen this before.
Fuck you. Okay, great episode. MCU, Ant-Man. This is now Quantum Mania, not spoiler review. 1 minute, take the floor.
I don't understand the negative reviews on it, because
they should have your opinion.
I think it's just like the fucking like cool thing to do now is like ever since Endgame happened.
Yeah.
The cool thing is like it's never gonna live up to Endgame. It's like fucking no shit, dude. Do you remember the first fucking phase? It was like all sporadic. You kind of had an Easter egg here and there. Like, oh, this is connected, and then you had the Avengers. Okay.
That's a good point. The small connections were fun.
Small connections were fun, but now everyone's expecting like that fucking after credit scene to be something fucking huge and shit. You're like, oh, really? That's what I waited for? It's like, yeah, you waited for Thanos to do this.
Yeah.
In fucking Avengers.
Yeah.
So eat a dick.
That's a good point. It's like having a 10-year-long relationship that, let's just say, comes to a beautiful conclusion without breaking up. It was like a beautiful thing.
Sure.
And then you're on a first date and someone asks you, like, what's your favorite color? Like,
Yeah.
this guy sucks. It's like,
Yeah.
well, get to know him.
You got to get to know him. And that's what...
Maybe you have the same favorite color, ass.
And that's the thing is, like the whole... I mean, honestly, like, the whole phase of stuff, everyone's like, man, this phase is so weak. It's like, dude, the beginning of any phase it's groundwork.
People forget that one of the worst MCU movies was Iron Man 2, 3 movies in. It's one of the worst.
And I still love that fucking
Great movie.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like these Marvel movies. Like, the only one that...
But it's not...
Even Dark World, which is like critically like the worst Marvel movie, still has great moments.
Still has moments.
And... I just...
Even Thor Love and Thunder. I still like
They're still great. Again, I overhyped that for myself.
Agreed.
I'm sure down the road I'll learn to appreciate it way more. It's not that I've watched it again.
You know who overhyped it?
Me?
Christian Bale overhyped it.
Dude. Christopher did that.
Chris did that for us.
Yeah.
Chris, you probably call him...
I call him Bailey's.
That's awesome. So Chrissy knocked that out of the park.
Chrissy, wake
And it
up.
is the 4th Thor movie. And you have Christian Bale as your villain, and he's called the God Killer. My expectation...
God Butcher.
That's even worse than killing.
Tell me about it. And you had, what's his face?
Natalie Portman.
Not her face, his face. Zeus.
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe as Zeus.
Yeah.
So you're expecting this... It was just...
So you have all that.
letdown.
I thought I wasn't going to be like emotionally ready for it. Like, oh, this is going to be intense. Like, Thor might die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the Jane Foster has cancer storyline.
Cancer, Thor's going to die, Christian Bale, and it was like, beep, 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 beep.
Bow.
Yes.
Dude, I saw something, someone posted the fucking scene with Thor and Sif when she's like, no, I want to die like a warrior to reach Valhalla.
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh, sorry, but you had to die in battle for that to happen. Someone's like, this is like, feels like a fucking SNL sketch. I'm like, yeah. That is a bummer because Sif was always like the badass.
Yeah.
Like, when the boys were, like, fucking fighting each other, like the Warriors 3, she's like, fucking nut up, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then she was just a joke.
Well, even, I forget which film guy said it, but it's like, Ragnarok was funny, still had serious moments, and then you have Infinity War Thor, which is, like, dead serious. And even Endgame, where they do, I liked Fat Thor.
Yeah.
But he still had like to fight anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
And it was funny, but still like it still was understood that I think it was serious.
Yeah, it was still very relatable.
Yeah, it was still very real.
Yeah.
And now he's like ripped again, but I thought he was gonna be like serious. Like he should have been serious.
Yeah.
And it was just all played for a goof.
So Ant-Man has bad...
Man, we're bad at sticking on topic.
Ant-Man has bad reviews, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I think either people are getting paid to trash Marvel because Marvel's such a fucking empire, and I get that totally. I don't know if it's just been that way since the whole like Scorsese remarks and shit that like it's not so people are like, oh yeah, well I love Scorsese, I love film, so yeah, of course these roller coasters aren't real film. No one's saying that they're fucking life-changing movies. But they do their job and make you feel like you're in a world full of superheroes for 2 hours. And that's what Quantumania made me feel like. I got to say goodbye to the world for 2 hours, and I got to laugh with Paul Rudd, and I got to be, like, moved by Jonathan Majors. Like, without any spoilers, the first, like, half of this movie feels like a really good Star Wars movie.
I keep hearing that.
It's awesome. I'm like, immediately what I was thinking was like, Mike's gonna love this because it feels like a Star Wars movie.
And then I can't
the movie
wrap my head around
ended,
that.
and Zach's like, that felt like a Star. I'm like, that's what I was thinking. Ugh.
That's so weird.
I don't know why I sound like Tim the Toolman.
My mom's like, you're turning to just like your father, and I was like,
I was very, like, the only thing I was concerned about was, like, man, how are they going to do fucking m.a.d? Because m.a.d, I saw, like, I'm like, oh, they're doing, like, a face over the actual face. Like, that's the way to do m.a.d, because m.a.d's such a fucking silly, weird character in the comics anyways. And then I saw, like, the leaked footage of Corey's face as m.a.d. I'm like, that looks terrible. This looks fucking, like, why do you get to do m.a.d?
Was it weird in the movie?
They did it perfectly. Like, they're like, yeah, this looks weird. And Paul Rudd's the perfect Marvel hero to be like, Darren, what happened? Like, they do it perfectly.
Wait, Darren?
You didn't know that?
Did you just spoil the... Wait.
It's been out.
No, well, it doesn't matter if it's been out. The original bad guy is in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh... You sack of shit. This is a bad idea.
Should have saw it with me. Also,
yeah, it's my fault.
Also, it's been... Well, I can't go because they have... Oh, it's not at B&B Theater. I can't do AMC. Guess what? There's no plexiglass at AMC when we saw it. And I had an Ant-Man helmet. You saw...
always is.
Oh,
and their
really?
Popcorn sucks.
Really? Because I ate the whole thing of popcorn. I know that doesn't mean much to you.
Wow, it must have been really good popcorn.
No, it was just there.
Dude, you gotta have their popcorn. It's there. You ever have their candy?
But anyways, the whole like that was leaked. Like
leaked.
Like
I don't read every leaky like you do.
I don't.
I didn't know it.
It was like common thing when I open the internet. It's like, hey, this was like.
Can we agree it's a spoiler and you ruined it?
Not really.
God, it came out yesterday.
Yeah, this information in like over a year, 2 years maybe. That Darren Cross
didn't know
that Darren Cross would be in Ant-Man Quantumania, and then people were like, oh. They're going to make him m.a.d. And everyone's like...
I don't even know who m.a.d. is.
Mechanized organism designed only for killing?
Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It's not supposed to. Patton Oswalt did a claymation thing of m.a.d. for Hulu.
Yeah, then I should have known it. Yeah.
Super funny. Very good.
Cool.
Iron Man 3.
What about it?
The main bad guy.
The Mandarin? Mandarin Orange?
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
The guy who's in charge of AIM.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what his name is, but AIM.
Yeah.
Advanced, whatever. Advanced Intelligence.
m.a.d.
No. But in the comics, m.a.d. is the founder of AIM. So whenever everyone's like, well, it's not gonna be that dude because that's already happened. So like, oh, I bet Darren Cross is m.a.d. and
I don't care how you dress it up. I'm bummed.
It's not the big part of the Kang's in the movie.
It is for me. I don't know. I went half nickel.
I'm like, who was that?
It is for me. Got it, Jack. God, it's horrible. That's cool though. So now that I know that, Ant-Man spoilers.
Again, it's in the trailer, so I don't think it is.
It's you know how much of a spoiler it is for me? I didn't know Bucky was the Winter Soldier. That's my level of fandom. So when he took his mask off, and I was like, oh, that's Bucky. We would be having this podcast 10 years ago. I'd be like, so Bucky's the Winter Soldier. And I'd be like, what? And you're like, it's in the comic books. This is common knowledge, which it is. But for normies like me, that's a pop. And you took away a pop.
Again,
it's my fault. Somehow.
You said, let's see the movie. I said, okay, I got a time and place. And you go, ooh, can't. That's not the theater I like. Mm-hmm. So.
I don't like the theater.
And also, m.a.d. Darren Cross.
Steals the movie.
No. It's such a little part of the
small
movie.
part.
So. There's bigger things to be had.
My biggest thing I love hearing about this movie is that Kane kills it.
Dude. And I'm like, okay, so like people are just overhyping this part, whatever. Yeah. Jonathan Majors is such a fucking good dude.
I didn't know, because I never heard of him.
He is even like he's the main villain, but like he's not a huge part of the movie. But the scenes he has, and the little things he said, like he can fucking like make you like fucking terrified with like a little twitch of like he fucking zones in on Kang the Conqueror. We're like, oh, this guy's nice, blah blah, and then he flips a switch, and you're like, oh. I don't know what, like, because they don't show what he's capable of, really. Only, like, again, I'm not going to spoil anything. But, oh, I didn't see a trailer, so you spoiled it for me. I didn't see...
That's not in the trailer.
Dude, you open TikTok, and you're like, oh, okay, something bad happened to The Last of Us, and you're like, whatever. But this is where you draw the line.
If it's not in the trailer, it's a spoiler.
MODOK's in the trailer.
Well, fuck.
I don't think Darren Cross's face is in the trailer, but MODOK's in the trailer. But
why isn't his face in it? Would people like to be surprised when they first see it or something?
No, because it looks fucking stupid.
Is he all deformed?
Yeah, it's MODOK.
I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna pull a picture of what MODOK looks like. But yeah, Jonathan the Major, he makes you terrified, and they don't outright, like, if you're just like, I don't know who Kang is. Yeah. I'm a normie. Don't know who Kang is or what he's capable of. You're still fucking terrified. You're like, what is this?
No one knew who Thanos was.
Yeah.
For people like me, like I remember after the Avengers opening night, I heard so many people saying, "Who's that? Who's that face?"
Oh, yeah.
And then one nerd being like, "That's Thanos." And I remember
one nerd.
Like that was a big deal. So it's like, how do you top Thanos? And everyone's saying this Kane guy is even bigger and badder than Thanos.
Yeah.
Wow. That looks like a Ninja Turtle villain.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Is there a picture of Darren?
Yeah. So, MODOK Quantumania.
That is so funny.
So this is in the trailer.
Right. I've seen that.
Yeah. And so...
Which was a nice surprise. I'm like, oh, who's gonna be behind the mask? I can't wait for that surprise.
Like, this image was leaked fucking... This image, not this one, but this one I'm pulling up, January.
Oh, man, I should have known.
Did you already see that
I've seen this image.
Yeah.
I didn't connect that was Darren, though.
Oh, no way!
That's hilarious.
Hey. Apology accepted.
I forgive you. That's funny. And you nailed it. Where it's like Paul Rudd is the perfect...
Yeah. Because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, no. Are they trying to make him like an actual villain? But, I mean, he is a villain in the movie. But
they do it right.
They do it right. But, yeah. I had a great time. It was funny. It ended on a great note. It opened. It was a good... It starts phase 5. Right. So it was a good, like,
Does Ant-Man always start a new phase? That's kind of the move? Mm-mm. Or close out a phase?
I think it closes it out usually.
Usually closes it out.
Yeah. But the after credit scene...
I hear the after credit scenes are good.
Very good.
Phase 4 went by fast.
Did it?
Yeah, it started with...
People complain a shit ton about Phase 4, but I'm just like, dude, there's so
No
much
Way
content.
Home was the last movie of Phase 3.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
And then the first one was... what was the first Marvel movie after?
Eternals.
Was it Eternals?
No, Black Widow.
So we had like Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange. Yeah, we've had a lot.
WandaVision.
WandaVision, Loki,
Captain America,
Yeah,
Winter
you know what? This
Soldier.
phase was decent.
Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Decent at its worst.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness.
Actually, we've had a lot of content.
Yeah.
Versus phase 1, which was like 5 movies.
Yeah.
Or 6 movies.
And 3 of them were Iron Man.
6 movies, 5.5 were Iron Man.
You know? It's just like...
It's true.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but none of the phases, like, in retrospect, none of the phases were perfect.
You nailed it. I think we said, like, keeping the expectations low.
Yeah.
Where still in my top 5, maybe top 3 MCU movies is Iron Man 1. I remember wanting to see Horton Hears a Who instead of that movie because a girl I liked was seeing it. And I was like, we're going to see that movie. And our friend Tom was like, hey, bud, I know she's cute, but we're going to see Iron Man. I was like, oh, no.
Good call.
And I went to see Iron Man 2, but it was like, I was like, all right, we'll see Iron Man. And best movie ever. Because it was so, like, it was a blank slate.
Blank slate. And every Marvel movie that I've been hyped for has been disappointing, not because it's a bad movie, but just because I've overhyped it. Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Because I went in...
Guardians 1, no expectations.
No expectations. I was like, there's no way. And then, boom. So when Guardians 2, still fucking great fucking movie. I fucking blubber at
that
the
one
end.
goes back way, like, rewatch, way better.
Way better. But at the time,
yeah.
Age of Ultron. I was like, oh shit. Second Avengers movie. Here we go.
Yeah, same.
It's fucking what's his face? Robert California's being Ultron.
And it's like Robert Downey Jr. Like, yeah, he's in it.
And they're doing like the whole no strings on me. So like the trailer, like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking.
Kind of fell flat.
Thor: Love and Thunder we were talked about. Every movie that I've like been super, so I've been like just kind of like, you know what? It's a Marvel movie. I'll enjoy it if I can.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's here. And I will go in the theater and sit down and get my little popcorn like a little fat boy with extra butter. I'm like, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I was like, dude, how are they going to do this without fucking T'Challa? And they fucking did it. And fucking, that was the movie I was like so excited for to get on Disney Plus so I could fucking just rewatch.
Right.
And I don't know, man. There's so many other things to complain about. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a standard for these movies. We definitely should. But, dude, fucking chill.
They're so connected. Let's just say they're like, every movie's a sequel. Because at this point, they are.
Mm-hmm.
What Marvel movie is this? Are we in the 40s? 30s? Like,
we're in the 20s.
Oh. Well, they should be better. It's like, we're on what number sequel, and we're still watching them?
Right. They still have your attention somehow? Yeah, the fact that they still have your attention.
We're rebuilding.
Somehow. And that's exactly it. We're rebuilding. This is phase 5.
And
we've lost actors. We have lost them to, the other side. Thanos. But, people's contract and stuff. So they're setting up the new Thanos
I can't wait for Iron Man to come back for Secret Wars or the last Avengers movie. It's going to be dope.
You think it's going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
Man, you just jinxed it.
No, I can't jinx something that's already done. It's in the bag, dude. So what are the 2 Avengers movies coming out?
Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty.
He will be back in Kang Dynasty. Calling it. It is 2023 February. Kang Dynasty. Robert Downey Jr. Roll the tape.
If he's gonna be in one of those movies, it's gonna be Secret Wars
or Secret Wars. Yeah. Either one. It's gonna be one of them. He's gonna be back in one of them.
Because Secret Wars is when the other parallel universes. So it's what Reed Richards was saying in Multiverse of Madness. You called it an incursion. That's the whole Secret Wars thing. Is like
he'll be back.
The incursions.
Let's at least say this. There's multiple angles where he could come back in that universe, and it makes total sense.
So do you want to know something super interesting before we leave?
Is Darren in the Secret Wars?
I love how,
I'm a huge Darren fan.
Darren Cross is, like, the Marvel property that you're, like, fucking, like...
Real talk. When's the Darren Cross movie?
Which is weird, because he's fucking sucks in the comics. But anyways.
He's pretty good.
Interesting thing about Kang. I don't know if they're going to do this with the movies.
Kang.
But Kang is... So you have Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
I know who Reed Richards is.
Okay. Way in the future, he has a relative.
Oh, I think I've heard this.
Who becomes Kang. The world is so perfect.
He gets bored.
And he finds a way to fuck with time. And he's like in an endless loop. Even against himself, Kang versus Kang sometimes.
So he's just the best.
Yeah, he's terrifying. And
Because my introduction to Kane was the Loki series.
yeah,
He seemed like a nice gentleman.
that's He Who Remains.
So that's not
If
Kane?
you think I'm evil, wait till you meet my variants.
So that's a Kane variant.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And one of his other variants is Kane the Conqueror.
Yeah. That's the main one that you see in the comics and stuff.
Who is so smart and can manipulate everything. It's basically like he's God. Like it's his playground.
Yep. And then he...
How do you beat that?
The other like main ones are like he pretends to be a pharaoh in ancient Egypt.
That makes sense.
I can't remember that one's name. Then there's Immortus, which I think is like the good version of Kane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know if that's like if they're gonna link that to Reed Richards. That'd be cool though, because that'd be a great way to bring Fantastic Four into the MCU. It's like, oh, we have Kang to deal with, and like, oh, our
And that would explain
future...
why the Human Torch is black in the other universe.
I knew that was coming.
I'm just
I was
saying it.
surprised it didn't come sooner.
That's what
But
she said.
yeah,
No, for real.
but they can't use him because that's Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Kane the Conqueror is God and can do whatever he wants, which sounds terrifying. Robert Downey Jr. 100% will be back and he'll save the day. It'll happen. And he'll come back and know his first words are going to be. He comes out of the machine. He's like, oh, God. You just couldn't let me rest.
What machine?
I don't know. The bring back Downey machine.
So
Downey softener. I don't know.
So you don't. So it's the same.
However they do it.
So it's the same Iron Man that died. It's not a multiversal Iron Man.
Yeah, it wouldn't work, would it?
Because then why would be like you couldn't just let me?
Yeah, because if it's a variant, then would that even be fun? Because I feel like it would only be fun and like holy shit, Tim, if it's actually that universe.
See, I think it's
Iron
the
Man.
opposite.
You think it'd be more fun if it was a random Iron Man dude?
Yes, because Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in 616 MCU. Don't touch it. It ended perfectly.
That's fair.
If they bring that
That's
one,
fair.
if they bring that one back, it cheapens that.
That's 100%.
But everyone wants to see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man again, so make it a variant one.
So we can have our
more
cake and
fun.
eat it too.
Yeah.
You're right. Man, I should wear some glasses.
Or there should be an Iron Man. There should be a variant who's like fucking totally like fucking like. If it was a Tony Stark that like really fed into his ego, like didn't have the Pepper Potts to like set him straight.
Oh,
So
shit.
like, and so super cocky, arrogant Tony, be like if he shows up, he's like, huh? So I gotta save this universe too, huh?
Oh, that's so much better than mine. That's a good impression.
It's not.
So I gotta save this universe too, huh? All right, let's do it.
All right, yeah. That's how Dad did it.
He's just a dick. He's just hitting on everybody.
Yeah.
Like Pepper,
Fucking-
a variant of Pepper Potts there is like talking and sees her. He's like, not for me.
Yeah. No, I'm allergic to pepper now.
I'm allergic to pepper now.
Are we writing this movie?
Kevin Feige's like, these guys are idiots, but damn, they spit gold.
we watch Secret Wars, and it's a special thanks to you and me, right? Oh,
Barely a podcast. Barely compensated. Oh,
take
man.
but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
I'm not done.
What?
When we hang up, you're going to leave.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm just not gonna be here.
That makes me feel better.
Shut it.
It does. All right, fine. We'll call it. Let's do it.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Don't.
Signing off.
In 3,
2,
1.